We're here, guys. Don't worry. We're here. Nope, you're muted. Verge, you're muted. Can anybody else hear Verge? Oh, I have you muted.
Oh, is that what it was?
Guys, first time streamers here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I literally just almost choked myself with my headphones. I had them like around my neck like this way, and I'm like trying to like do it. Sam's losing his shit.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah, welcome guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Almost, man. Can you believe it? We're already almost through April.
Dude.
This
Yeah.
year is flying. Like, it's crazy to me. How much time
Like
has already like passed this year?
A month from today is my birthday. Like, I'm like, holy
Nice.
shit! Like,
Yeah.
god damn! Like, it's like time is flying right now, and you would think. I don't know, like after the pandemic stuff and all from like last year and stuff like that, like it hasn't like really like I don't know, has it changed for you? Like
I mean,
don't
for
know,
me
it just seems-
personally, not really, but
yeah,
I mean, I guess though, I mean, obviously I have a job now, but
yeah.
but still, I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, nothing's changed like super crazy, like even the fact that we can like go out and about and stuff technically now.
Yeah, true.
Like nothing's really changed, but it just seems like everything's just flying by this year.
It is.
So
I mean, it's just crazy. So like, yeah, we'll be in June before you know it. Like, and we'll be like, where the hell did time go? Like, I mean,
yeah, I hope not. June here means 100+ degree temperatures and 9,000% humidity. So
I think the old adage is that time flies as you get older. Like, it is literally like, it is very true.
dude, it's insane to me.
You wake up like, I mean, like I look at just today in general, like holy hell.
But
like,
shouldn't it get, I feel like it should get slower when I get older because
I think
I have
maybe
less
like
time now.
when you retire and slow down.
Yeah, maybe since you're not working or anything anymore.
Yeah, like it'll be like when you were younger, like you don't have as many responsibilities to look after. I think work obviously takes up a chunk of time because you look at it, then you have to scurry around to get everything else done in your life. So yeah, it's just really like it has, now that you put it into perspective, it has really been like,
Dude,
just
I mean, we're almost in May. We're almost 5 months in the year already.
Yeah,
almost at that halfway point already. It won't be that bad in Austin. The only reason it's not as bad in Austin, Tabasco, is because instead of having to drive to Galveston to swim anywhere, I can just go down the street to the river because it's not a bayou, as opposed to Houston.
Oh, you can swim in it. Is that what?
Oh
people do?
oh yeah. There's a lot of like public swimming holes here. It's pretty awesome.
Nice, nice.
Guess who never sent me anything? Hey, you know what, Matt? Guess who had like an awful fucking weekend / Monday? This guy. So I apologize, but we'll get there. Other way. There you go. That guy. So I apologize, but it's been a couple days. It's been a couple days. Yeah, today especially.
He's had a couple of rough ones. He has.
Like, I was gonna send you something yesterday and shit hit the fucking fan, and then I get into work this morning and it was just putting out fires all day. Worked another 12-hour day. Basically got off work calls, ate dinner while I was talking to Verge about what we were going to talk about on the podcast tonight. So
that is true.
That was not what hit the fan yesterday. It was after that yesterday. That only took me like about an hour or two, and then chaos.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Chaos ensued after that. Yeah, I didn't plan it out though well. So like I was telling you, so chat, you can't see it. I basically have an HDMI cord running right here on my body right now because I didn't realize I didn't have a long enough HDMI to go from my main monitor over here. Like normally I have an HDMI and a display port connected to this main monitor here. That way I can just easily switch and have all three screens for when we have the podcast, because when I have the podcast, I have to have the Discord up over here for our video. I talk to OBS here, then I've got chat and everything else over here. So I have to, I switch to the HDMI to be on the stream PC when we're doing the podcast, but turned out that the one I used to have connected wasn't quite long enough to reach back here, so I had to get a rig it for tonight, and then I have one being delivered tomorrow, so we'll be good to go by next podcast. But
So part of rewiring and stuff like that. I mean, that's
I just it was getting to the point like I bought these glass pedestals, you know, for the computers to sit on top of when we first moved into this house. But man, just the carpeting, like, and the amount of shedding these dogs are doing in this house is just absolutely insane. And it was getting so bad, like I was like, I can't keep these things close to the ground anymore. Like, it's awful in this house because the carpet just fucking attracts everything. Like, I was to the point where I was having to open up the cases and dust them out like once or twice a fucking week when I used to do it like once a month.
Is it something with like the move? Because like,
I think it's just I think it's the house overall. Just like the AC in this house, like, it's good in some rooms and then it's awful in other rooms. So I don't think it's like the best return system in this house. So it's just like they were collecting Shave the Dogs. Believe me, I've tried with the long-haired dog, but the girlfriend will not let me. I told her one of these days, because I've never had to vacuum a house this much. This dog sheds so freaking much. And I told her one of these times she's going to go out of town without me and she's going to come back to a shaved dog. I don't care if she says yes or no. And then her reply is she's going to break up with me. So that's where I'm at in life, guys. She cares more about a dog's hair than me.
It's tough.
That's a tough life, man.
It is.
Anyways, hey, look, tangent number 1 already for the night.
Oh hell, hold on. Good idea. Totally forgot.
I think we need to buy a dry erase board for behind you, Verge, so you can keep the tallies.
Put it on like an easel.
Yeah,
and just
yeah. Put it like, yeah.
Good idea.
You could probably put it on the wall. You don't have to like. I know you said you're concerned about like the holes and stuff, but you don't have to like. You could find like some stickum stuff or something, put it on the wall behind you.
I just don't know how it would like angle. Like it would probably be
I guess that's true.
Big old head would get in the way. If I put something like right here, and like my camera's facing this way, so I can put something like right here, and just doodle.
Yeah. No, I don't, Matt. And Nightbot still isn't here.
If he goes on a tangent, then
Basky, I'll give you
drawing stick figures.
Yeah, there you go. Just while I'm talking, just
correct.
Just draw a whole story out in stick figures. Basky, I'll give you the login stuff and you can go in and add Nightbot because clearly I don't have fucking time. I don't even have time to write a list of things to send to Matt about what I need to be doing because it's been like 2 weeks now and I still haven't done it because I'm useless apparently. So here we are. Look, man, the job, man, I tell you, I really am enjoying the job, but talk about getting just kind of thrown into chaos. Like,
well, I mean, you jumped into something and you said there's like understaffed anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't realize it was this bad. And it's like, I haven't had a chance to breathe. Like, even on the weekends, like I'm still answering emails and stuff because it's just like, if I don't, like, we're gonna lose money, and it's just like
you're on salary though, right? Like,
yeah. So I mean, technically, I work until they tell me to fucking stop. I mean, not really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you can answer an email on the weekend and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna get in trouble. But anyways, that's enough of that. Anyways, Monday. It's April. It's almost. Hey, guess what tomorrow is, Verge? It's 420 tomorrow.
It's 420.
So be prepared. For Twitter to be full of 420 posts tomorrow because I don't know why not, I guess. But yeah, welcome everybody. It's good to see you guys. Like I said, I've had a very stressful last couple of weeks, but I'm here. I'm glad to see everybody in chat. Thank you guys for being here. I'm glad to see Verge's beautiful face. I mean, who isn't? I know that's why you guys come here. And you know, here we are. look, tonight's gonna kind of be a, you know, just kind of random, throw some topics around.
A mashup.
We'll see. Yeah, well, yeah.
True
Damn,
mashup.
damn, nailed it, Verge, nailed it. You're gonna hear a mashup of topics on the Mashup Podcast tonight.
That's what we do best when we get mashing.
So, yeah, here we are, man. Here we are. One of the things we will talk about tonight is how I'm dying apparently.
Are you dying?
Yeah.
You're dying over there.
One of the things we will talk about, I finally caught up on Winter Soldier and you know, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which got very exciting. Look, man, I hate to say I told you so, but I just feel like this show is just so much better than WandaVision. I don't know, it's just me. Might just be me. I just feel like it is. I feel like the story arc and everything is just a lot more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
it's.
well,
it's
how do you want to
captured
how
me
do
a
you
lot.
how do you want to approach this? Like, do you want to start talking like just off the? Me personally, I love it. I love how it came in with a bang. It was very action after the WandaVision, but I think it makes me respect WandaVision more because it was so different and the build up to it. Like you get through those, like,
yeah. I mean, I think WandaVision did a fantastic job. Like exactly what you're saying. Like it didn't have to be actiony for you to be able to appreciate it. You know.
it just separates the different. So you think Falcon, Winter Soldier, military, like a lot of action, a lot of like going on with it. WandaVision, magic and stuff like that. So it keeps you in like this.
It makes you think.
Mind flux. Like you're kind of like, what's going on here? What we don't know the whole story. Like we're watching a 50s show. Like what? Huh? Like
Yeah. What?
it made you think you were under like.
Did we go back in time? Yeah.
You're under some sort of spell or something like that. Like she literally, it made me immerse in what those people were like actually going through in that town towards the end of it. Once we finally figured out everything that was going on.
I thought when they kind of woke everybody up, like like in that little scene when they woke them up for just like a second when they were like fighting and everything. It was like them waking up from a nightmare type thing, and that was one of the best parts of the show. I thought, like, that was one of the most well-written parts of the show. Like, having it scripted to where these people are waking up from this and acting like I just woke up from a nightmare, like, please help me type situation, but at the same time, am I dreaming or not? Kind of feeling from it, you know, like it was. That was one of the best moments in the show for me. Was that. With WandaVision for sure. And I mean, yeah, so I mean, WandaVision made you think a lot more. It made you really get into like and really pay attention to everything that was going on. Obviously, I think with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's a lot more straightforward. But it's not necessarily the action that captures it for me, you know. It's the entire story. I think I'm just more captivated in it because of like what it represents and everything. Because you're trying to replace, you know, it's life after Endgame, it's life after Captain America. You know, how do you fill those shoes? Like one of the most pure people ever, the symbol of America. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, that's what they say, but like the symbol of like heroicism. I guess is what I should say. Just this overall symbol of goodness, like that there's good and light in people, and that sometimes you can't manipulate someone to, you know, the dark side per se. You know, he like in the MCU, that's what Captain America was. He is the Luke Skywalker type Jedi situation. He is the one that's you know, you can't
voice of reason.
Right, he's the voice of reason. You can't manipulate him into being something that he's not. He was always himself. Like we saw it in Civil War and stuff like that. Everybody else had these moments of doubt.
Yep.
But he never did. the only thing he ever doubted was himself. And it's like, how do we replace that type thing, right? Like, how do you replace that? I mean, Iron Man is not on the same level as goodness, obviously, with Tony Stark and Iron Man. Like, it's not that same level, but it's almost like, you know, that impactful of a character. Like, how do you replace somebody like that type thing? Like, how do you replace, like, I don't know, like in our world, that would be like, in comparison, you know, how do you replace like somebody like Martin Luther King? Like, you can't. There's never been anybody before or since Martin Luther King Jr. You know, like, how do you replace somebody that's that good and has that much impact on the world? Like, you just can't. So just to see how they're trying to do it, and the obviously the effect that it's had on Sam, like, I think that just immerses me so much. Like, you see, like, you've seen it slowly grow and grow with Sam, like the pressure. Like, obviously at first he didn't want that responsibility. I think with the story writing, they're getting there to where he's basically gonna actually officially take over the role. But it's that pressure. It's that, you know, it's almost like he needs to come to the realization that, look, you can't ever replace Steve, but you can try your best.
You can try to replace, and I've seen and watched a couple things on, you know, like thoughts with what it is. Like, Steve Rogers, what did he say when he was going to take the serum? Like, you know, I just want to beat up bad guys. Like, I just want to, I want to make bullies pay for what they were doing. Like, we see it now with this new Captain America that went absolutely AWOL. Like,
spoilers, by the way.
Just, well, yeah, you know us. I mean, if we're talking about it and you haven't seen it.
Well, that happened 2 weeks ago, so if you haven't seen it, fuck you.
Exactly. But it's more so the quality of the character. Like, what did Steve always do? Like, he was respectful. Like, he had truth. Like, he was like, there was a purpose for him. Like, he wasn't seeking or craving power. Like, he was there because he wanted to stop something. He wanted to do things. And even in the like, as the Avengers start going, like, he was like that balance a little bit. Like, you could see his character change with Tony Stark's influence and stuff, but he was always still that one that was the moral. And you see it with Sam. Like, he respects it, and he's scared of it because he's like, I don't know if I can pick up and hold the shield. I know I can beat a Falcon, but I don't know if I can sit here and hold those values and uphold that mantle that was Captain America, like, for everybody. And this other dude just comes in and all of a sudden it just is craving power. Like, you saw in that one scene when they were in that safe house, I think it was, and the dude spit in his face and he's like, do you know who I am? Like, I'm Captain America. I could take you out right now. And Steve Rogers would never have done that because he would have, you know, you look at the Civil War fight, like, he gave everything up to just be like, I can't do this. Like, he was literally going to sit there and smash, you know, I mean, he was smashing Tony in the chest. Obviously Tony can survive that, but then there was that moment of that aha moment where he was like, oh shit, like, I'm getting carried away here. This is a little too far-fetched. Like, not too far-fetched, like too much. But it's very intriguing to see somebody struggling with trying to take up power, like to take up a man, the next, like, Captain America. And we're finding so much more out about the serum and stuff. Like, when you first watch it, you're just like, oh, it was just they were practicing on this, and then you know Banner was practicing with trying to recreate something like that. But supposedly the serum has been, you know, there. They were experimenting on it with, and again, I love the tribute to Isaac's character, who was actually a comic character. Like, you know, they were testing the serum on African American males during the World War II, and they were testing on them and they used them. It's just, I think more so right now, like, the show really is speaking to the state of our world and, like, how
which, like, I think they've done a fantastic job. Like, I know a lot of people. So I know a lot of people complained, and this is the only time I'll speak about this. And I'm not saying I agree with this, but I know a lot of people complained about, you know, Brie Larson kind of using Captain Marvel as her pedestal to complain about, you know, women's issues and, you know, kind of pushing her agenda on how, you know, women don't need men. And a lot of people just didn't agree with that because it's like, why are you using your movie when you could use social media or everyday life conversations to do that type thing? But I think, you know, I think it's a good platform, and I think if you do it right, I think it's okay, because it's like, you look at what, you know, to your point, and that's what I was getting at, is like, to your point with Captain America and how it's speaking to, no, it wasn't just you, Crush. You reminded me of it the other day, but it wasn't just you. You brought up a good point, and that's why, obviously, that's why we're talking about you. When we talked about it the other day, you actually brought up a really good point in that people complained about it. And not that I necessarily agree with that. Like, sometimes I think it's okay to use that type, like this type of a platform to do it. You just have to do it the right way. And I don't know that Captain Marvel necessarily did it the right way. And I think that's the problem, because like you see with what like the Falcon and Winter Soldier are doing, they're pushing a little bit of a racism agenda here. And I think
they're pushing a lot of things. They're pushing, they're talking to that, but they're also talking about like the state of the world and nations and stuff, powerful people who,
right,
this event happened and all of a sudden they're coming in, and you see power struggle. Like what do we see nowadays, just even within our own government,
right,
and with governments competing against governments, power struggles. Like, no, why you can
right,
see
yeah,
and what extents they'll go to maintain and keep that power. Like, it's
yeah, I mean, it speaks to just so many things. But I guess with the latest episode, at least, it just kind of speaks volume. You know, they touched a lot on the whole racism thing, and it's not like that's not what the entire show's about. Like, they just kind of, you know, they covered it. You know, they talked about it. They made it. They made you kind of think about it. Like, like, you know, what Isaac said, like Isaac said, nobody would ever let a black man be Captain America. And it kind of made you think, like, would we? Like, it brought up a good point, you know, like, you know, it's trying to cross kind of that point of, you know, racism kind of, you know, it's always been a thing. It's a very relevant conversation, no matter what reality you're in. It's a very relevant conversation, and it made me kind of think about it, you know, like, obviously I wouldn't care, like, me being me, but it's, you know, it's kind of one of the things, like, what if Steve Rogers was black? Would we care? Would Captain America represent a completely different thing if Steve Rogers was black?
No.
I'm talking about like real world situation. Like, if the MCU type situation was real, like if we were living in the actual MCU, but the world was the way it is right now.
Crush, are you talking about Isaac's character? Like Isaac's? I'm trying to. Okay.
Yeah. Isaac has not, like, Verge said it earlier. He's an actual MCU character. Like,
yeah. I didn't know it was 2000s though. I thought it was earlier than that. I thought it was like back, like.
I thought it was earlier too.
I thought it was in the 1900s.
This is why we just have to bring Crush on one day, and she'll drop all this on us.
And it's interesting, like, learning like these things, because again, you're learning about different characters that you don't really necessarily know about because we're not educated enough with it. And, you know, it's definitely, it brings up questions that you have to see. Here's the thing with some of these shows, and I get it a lot with when Lucas was doing Star Wars, and it's one thing I want them to kind of get back to. There were self questions in there, like, if you don't sit down and step back and like think about what the actual message of what they're trying to do, actually, with any good show, any good movie, it's gonna be in there. So if you can't pick it out and be like, yeah, that was a good flick, Like, no, what did you get out of it? Like,
Yeah,
did
like
you have a good time?
Yeah,
That's great. Everybody can have a good time at a movie. Give me a freaking barrel of popcorn and a freaking soda, and I'm having a freaking field day,
great.
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But you know,
give me a hole in the bottom of a popcorn box. I'm having a good time.
I was thinking, and just with all this, if you remember certain movies like 12 Angry Men, like when you look at that movie, like, and like the struggle between people, like Steve Rogers did feel like he felt. That's what it was. It was truth. July 2000. Wow. That was a lot earlier. Well, a lot earlier than I thought. I thought it was back in the 1900s. But see, you learn something new every day. But
Birds
yeah,
just made the 1900s sound like it was fucking 9 million years ago. By the way,
it was actually for me.
the way you said that, I thought it was back in the 1900s. Like I mean,
it was.
Like were dinosaurs still alive? That's how you made it sound.
There's been a whole freaking thing about this lately with like, people saying like, oh, you were born in the 1900s, you make it sound ancient. Like, I'm at that point, but like Aaron was saying, anyways. Like Steve Rogers did feel, and that's the whole thing. Like you look at his character, like he felt he was fighting for the common man, like he was fighting for everyone alongside of him because of look at who his character was. He was an outcast, like he was he was somebody who had heart. Like he was
a nobody that was bullied and looked over.
He wanted to go fight with Bucky in when we get introduced to him in the first Avenger. Like he wanted to go, but he couldn't. Like, there's so many people out there in the world today that want to like go and do good things in the world, but they're held back because they have a disability. They have this, they have that. And it's like, this is like, okay, they shut him up with a serum to do it, but I think the overall thing is like as you start to see the whole bigger picture, that it doesn't matter what you're up against, no matter what you want to do or believe. If you have heart, you can get it done,
right? Like, and that was always Stan Lee's message, right? Like one of Stan Lee's biggest messages, especially with Spider-Man, if you pay attention to Spider-Man at all, Stan Lee's biggest message through most of his comics, and it reverberated more within Spider-Man because you could use the mask reference. But the biggest thing with Spider-Man, and one of the biggest lines that Spider-Man ever dropped, was anybody can be behind the mask. And that was always Stan Lee's biggest message. And you see that in most of his characters that he's written. It's anybody can be this person.
Correct.
It's supposed to feel real, and that's why obviously that's why we've always been drawn to superheroes. Just honestly, I think obviously Stan Lee, night and day. The dude's just the guy. He was a god among men. The way he brought. And that was the biggest message that I know I'll always take away from his stuff is anybody. Right, instead of calling it Gotham like what DC does, yeah.
And that's why we've had this talk about why Marvel is above and beyond what DC is, because DC can't connect with us. Like it's still so fictional in the sense like you can get like the Battle of New York in Avengers, like these real places that they're talking about. Like obviously some of them are like Wakanda, like there's like, but it makes you say like, oh, it could be. You never know. It could be a secret like nation that you don't know anything about.
I want to go. That'd be awesome.
But it's just the perception of it being so real, like you can actually sit there and live it and feel it, versus being like, oh, there's Gotham. Oh, and then there's Metropolis. Like, huh? So when I was watching Batman versus Superman, and they were like, "Oh, it's across the bay or across the water over in Metropolis," I was like, "Well, is that New York and then Hoboken?" Like,
right? Is that fucking New Jersey?
Like, well, that's what I'm like thinking, because you think New York City, you're thinking, "Oh, big metropolis," and what would you think about Metropolis? you're thinking
Yeah.
New York City, because I mean we're just so drawn to New York City for some reason.
Right. I mean,
But
New
anyway,
York is New York.
I mean, it's New York. New York has its own personality. Listen, New York's a beautiful city. Don't get me wrong. It's just the pace of what goes on in New York City. There's so much vibrance sometimes. It's just overwhelming. Like it could be
Right.
overwhelming to you.
Oh
so
yeah, 100%. But
I'll
I mean,
mark that down as a tangent.
yeah,
for myself.
that's fine. But yeah, I mean, that was I think that's what's always drawn everybody to Marvel is what Stan Lee was able to do with it. The fact that he has made it seem almost real. And you saw, so you, and that's what you saw. Like you saw Christopher Nolan do that with Batman and
Yep.
make Batman real, and look how it drew people in, right? That's the difference. Like none of the, like there's 3 characters that I can really think about in the DC universe that people care about, and it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Easily the top 3 DC characters that anybody off the top of their head can probably name right away. The rest of them nobody cares about, and it's because they've never been good. They've never been given a chance because nobody can find a good story arc for them. Nobody can write a story like what the MCU did. I didn't give a shit about anybody in the MCU besides Spider-Man probably growing up. Like didn't care about anybody. Iron Man was fun. Always liked Iron Man. But
Yeah.
but I didn't give a shit about any of them until MCU happened, and they blew my mind. I started going back and reading comic books, like everything, because they brought me in. They interested me because they gave me a fucking story. They told me a story about how these people became who they were, and what happened, and what brought them there, and what eventually brought them all together. Type
Correct.
thing. But
it was like you're living with
Yeah,
them.
you're-
You're growing with them.
I mean, most of us grew up, think about the kids nowadays. Like, most of them grew up watching these movies, just like we grew up watching Star Wars.
Correct.
Unfortunately, I'm not old enough to have seen the original trilogy came out, but for the most part, I remember watching the pre-trilogy. I mean, I remember the first time I was introduced to the original trilogy, and then watching the prequels, and even as a young teenager when the prequels came out, I was like,
My
so
first movie. I mean, my first movie was Return of the Jedi. My dad took me. I was very young. I mean, I don't remember much of it. He took me to go see my first.
I
Star
think
Wars movie.
I mean, I honestly think Phantom Menace was probably my first one as well. I really
But they
do.
have the same thing, and that's why I really have gotten into Marvel and the universe and stuff like that, because it's very complex. And what have we said multiple times? For me, a Star Wars enthusiast, is I want them to go down that same path that Marvel's on, because it is so intriguing.
And I think that's why me and you agree so much to hand Filoni and Favreau the fucking universe.
Because they're starting to show that they can do that.
Yeah, I mean, look what they've done with Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and everything else. And I mean, and we'll see with all the new stuff obviously coming out, but it's like Favreau started this with the MCU. Favreau brought us Iron Man. And from there, the universe evolved. So
correct.
Hand him the keys to Star Wars.
And they're still doing it, because look at today. Look at the trailer that they put out today.
Yeah.
It has references all the way back to Iron Man. It is so intriguing how delicately they have treated this. Did they want to do things sooner? I don't know. But
Who knows,
just what they're delivering right now, it's because now Iron Man, the original movie, is still relevant. It will still make people go back and watch and be like,
right,
oh, what did I miss? Who did the 10 rings? Oh, I didn't realize. It'll draw them in. Next thing you know, you're watching Iron Man again, which
I mean,
you can do anytime. So
it's like Favreau. I mean, he laid the foundation of the MCU with Iron Man, and then it just built upon from there. That's all you needed. You needed that one good, solid ground lane ability, and then you find storytellers, fantastic storytellers from that point forward, and you have what we call the MCU now. I mean, it's that simple. And DC has made it seem like it's the most impossible thing in the entire world.
So we are so off.
Yeah,
track
no, we
with
are. It's
Falcon
fine.
and Winter Soldier
Yeah.
right now.
So, anyways, so Falcon and Winter
it's-
Soldier was great.
It was great. It's been great.
It
And you know
has
what?
been.
And I asked my brother-in-law this the other day, and I wanted to kind of take your input on this. Like, obviously, spoiler, guys, Captain America kills somebody with his shield. If you
no.
haven't seen it, sorry, but I asked my brother-in-law this the other day when I was working with him on Saturday. Because I asked him if they've been watching and stuff, and with my nephew and all. My nephew's 6, so I asked him. I was like, what was your take on that whole scene? I mean, you have a young 6-year-old who's seen Captain America like through these. He loves his Avengers. Trust me. I mean, he has every single toy like we would
Hold
have.
on.
GI
Is this
Joes.
going where I think this is going? Are you trying to say that I have the brain of a 6-year-old, so you want my opinion?
No,
Okay.
not know what I'm saying.
Sure.
What do you think the impact of that was? What was your feeling of it when you saw that? I know
I
what
mean, I
mine
didn't-
was
I-
like.
Well, I mean, my thought is exactly how we started this conversation. There's no possible way to replace somebody like Steve Rogers, and this is what you get when you try and replace somebody that good, and like personality. Like, no two people are alike. No two people, like, that's how it is. That's how the world works. That's how human nature works. No two people are exactly the same. Everybody is unique in their own way. And when you try and replace somebody that is as unique as Steve Rogers, this is what you get. You get the actual human interaction, right? Like, it's just that thing, because Steve Rogers is one of those, like I said, that's why, I know it's probably a poor comparison, but that's why I use somebody like Martin Luther King Jr. to compare it to, because it's like, you don't replace that. You don't find, that's a once in a lifetime thing. You don't find somebody like that ever again, like ever. And so when you try and replace it, not only do you see the pressure of it, because I think that had a lot to do with obviously the reaction as well, was the pressure of trying to fill those shoes, and him realizing like, I just can't, because that was always one of Steve's biggest qualms, right? How do I protect everybody that I love? That was what, like, we saw it time and again in the Captain. Yeah, and he couldn't, and he knew that. He began to realize that, but that was one of the biggest qualms in his storyline, in his story arc, in the MCU, was he was always trying to find a way to protect everybody that he loved, and he just couldn't. And he began to realize that. Didn't mean he stopped trying, but he realized eventually, like, I can't protect everybody. Like, that's just, but he always tried. And you saw that with the Bucky storyline, like, he always wanted to believe in his heart that Bucky was still Bucky and not the Winter Soldier. It didn't matter what you showed him, aka Tony Stark, him murdering Tony Stark's parents. Like, it didn't matter what you gave him. Bucky was his oldest friend. It was the only thing he
was
had.
trying to save him the whole time.
That was like, yeah, I mean, that was like 90% of the freaking MCU, man. Like, so it's just like, that was my initial thought. Like, you are seeing the amount of pressure it is to try and replace somebody like Steve Rogers.
And then that brings me to one of the things I was just thinking of. We were talking about correlations with things in the world nowadays, the PTSD thing with troops. Like, I mean, is John Walker really like a bad man? Depends on the way you're going to be looking at it.
Right.
But here's a man that has served and has seen a lot of combat, has probably seen a lot of high level combat based off of what his character is, has medals and stuff like that for it. Like, trust me, like, I'm sure you have your stories with friends. I will never forget a time where a kid he was a year younger than me. He was in high school, and he he was like the troublemaker and stuff. He was always getting into shit and stuff like that. Like he was, we went to church together and everything. Like he was just, his high school life was just very like to party, like to have fun. He wasn't like trying to search, he was just enjoying his life. And he went to the Marines, and then he was in the Marines. I think it was the second Gulf War, and he was one of the first units that crossed over in Iraq, and he came back, man. And I am telling you, that changed him. He was messed up for a good while, and now he's one of the finest police officers in my hometown. But again, like you see that with Walker's character, and if you don't understand like why he is thinking the way he is, and his buddy even tells him like with the serum, he's like, it just changes, it enhances what you are as a person. Hence why Steve, the fun loving kid that just wanted to do good, beat up bullies and protect people, like you were saying, flourished with the serum. That's why he reacted so positively with it. He didn't go off on a tangent like running around and no pun intended on that one. But like, so you see that like Walker, once he took that serum, he freaking lost full control. He was already on his way to losing control. He just needed that extra bump on the edge. And now he's like totally gone wacko.
Yeah,
like,
it was like
who knows what we're gonna see this week with it, because we know it's coming. But I mean, like, yeah, it's just crazy. Like to see. What about that fight scene between the three of them, by the way?
I thought it was great. I thought it was very, very well like coordinated. I thought it was great. The part, I don't know, I know the Falcon has to use, obviously, the gadgets that he has to be able to.
He's like a technical guy.
And I get that. I don't know. It just kind of seemed cheesy to me. I think that was the only problem with that episode I had.
A little too much of it.
Yeah, because it was just like using his thrusters for things, and I'm like, I get it, but I feel like Bucky could have just done this by himself, type thing,
Well, Walker took the serum. Bucky was overpowered, like, because he was overpowered with it. And again, I think it's illustrating, like, showing, and I think it highlighted more towards the end of that episode to see what Sam was doing as far as training and stuff. Like, I think it made it more tangible that he was using it so much, because it's almost like a crutch. Like he has to, because he can't compare to some of these guys. Like sometimes he has to use his own style and techniques of fighting with it. But I just love the comparisons, and I've seen a couple things like how close choreographed that was with the Civil War fight.
Yeah, no, it was
between Cap, Bucky, and Iron Man. But now Captain America's in the middle of the foray. It's like really awesome how they've done stuff like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's a good show. I've really enjoyed it. Like I've enjoyed that's my Friday night thing, and then we get done that, and then we have Bad Batch coming out for Star Wars. You're gonna have Loki coming out. We have a Black Widow movie. Like Disney, yes, they have set themselves up, but my God, like I have my whole year of content mapped out. I know every Friday night I'm gonna have at least something to watch. So I enjoyed it hell out of it.
For now. I just hope that we get Mandalorian sooner rather than later.
Well, we'll have some stuff.
Yeah, we'll have some stuff beforehand. I know. Correct. But yeah, no, it was definitely, definitely enjoying the show. I think it's great. It's unfortunate that it's only 6 episodes long. So this week is the season finale, but cut in sometimes.
Are they season finales or are they series finales? Because to me, these are just one series done. Like they're like a 6-part, 8-part movie that you're breaking up week by week.
See, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be more to them. I feel like
there's gonna be another WandaVision. Like for me, like
WandaVision, no. I don't know. I feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier they can probably do more of, but
I can get that. Like
I think it also depends. It might, and it might just be like one of those things where we might not get like another season until the next set of movies comes out or something.
And they revisit it like, oh, they're off on another thing doing something.
Right, but, exactly. So who knows?
Call it Falcon and Winter Soldier when Sam becomes Captain America?
Does he though? Does he?
Does he? Does he?
Does he? I don't know. We don't know. We won't know yet.
Stay tuned,
Stay
everybody.
tuned. We don't know yet.
No spoilers in chat for you educated ones out there.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited about the line of Star Wars stuff we have coming out too. So that'll be super exciting for sure. What the?
Hopefully, when that comes out, we'll have our times when we can sit and talk about that, because those are definitely
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I think Bad Batch is gonna be great. I can't wait
very
to
good.
see another animated Filoni series. So, man, but yeah.
What else?
So, yeah, I don't know, man. Shit.
Call
ass.
of Duty this weekend.
Call
I
of
know we
Duty
can
this
consider-
weekend. I haven't looked
Yeah.
at the schedule at all, so I have absolutely no idea what the matchups are like.
Here, I'll give it to you real quick here. So this will be the
Lightning round me. Let's go.
This is the London home series, April
Okay.
22nd through 25th. We start Thursday, April 22nd, with a matchup between Paris Legion and Dallas Empire.
Empire.
Excellent. Thursday, the 4:30 matchup between the Florida Mutineers and the Toronto Ultra, coming off of their big major win.
Ultra.
Oh, geez. Friday, April 23rd, 3 o'clock. Kickoff time, if that's what you want to call it. Seattle Surge versus LA Thieves.
Fuck. Seattle.
Really?
Seattle.
Interesting. Friday, April 23rd, 4:30 matchup with your home team, London
Ooh.
Royal Ravens, versus your lovable Optic Chicago.
I'm gonna go Optic.
Okay. I would say so on that one. Come on, Green.
I
Ball.
mean, it's not a live event, you know. They don't have the home crowd, so you're fine. We don't know when. Oh,
They will be.
Yeah, they will be soon. Hey, if you
we can
haven't
talk
heard,
about that in a second. We can talk
Yeah,
about that in
anyways,
a second.
well,
We'll talk
yeah.
about that. Which one was that? That was Optic. Okay, Saturday, April 24th, 3 o'clock match. LA Gorillas versus the Paris Legion. Nobody wins the game.
Right, Ty? No. I'm gonna. You know what? That'll be my one surprise. I'm gonna go Paris.
Your 4:30 showing on April 24th, the Mutineers versus the Minnesota Rookers,
Minnesota.
by far. Saturday, April 24th, 6 o'clock, Seattle Surge versus your Optic Chicago.
Optic.
Excellent. Sunday, April 25th, your London Royal Ravens versus the LA Thieves.
Oh man. Thieves.
Really? Yeah, I thought you'd be quicker on the trigger with that one.
Dude, I really like. I don't know. I know a lot of people say like they've only had like maybe I don't know one really bad weekend, but I don't see it. Like when I watch Thieves play, like no matter who they play, it's a close match. Like when you're playing the quote unquote like worst teams in the league, like record wise, and you're barely beating them, that tells me that you're not that good of a team. So until I see more out of them, I just like it's unsure, which is why I had, what was it, Seattle beating them that they play first. Was it Seattle that they play
Yes.
first? Yeah. Seattle looked
Interesting.
decent this last major. I mean, they didn't look great, but it looked like that
Better.
maybe they're getting new
Better.
Thieves are nasty. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I really do. But I mean, they
And
got.
that's the thing, but we don't have enough. We don't have enough
I don't. Yeah,
on it right now.
we've seen them a couple games, and guess what? They didn't make it very far in the major. So
But it's tough going into a major with a new team chemistry and
I get
stuff. They
that.
haven't had time
I
to
get
work
that.
together, so we'll leave that.
I
Hey,
get
your Sunday, April 25th, 4:30 matchup. The only appearance by these two teams the whole weekend, which is just really weird. Your Subliners, your New York Subliners versus your Atlanta. I have shown Kinks in the Armor phase.
you know, if I know Clayster, I think he could take advantage of like what Toronto showed us. Showed us weakness wise about Atlanta, but I still take Atlanta here. I think it's close. I think Clayster and the team get it back together, bring it back, because they had an awful major weekend. Awful. Absolutely awful.
I would say FaZe is going to lose that game because I think FaZe is going to go down. We're stock trend.
I
wouldn't invest. I wouldn't sell yet, but
I wouldn't
be
sell.
prepared.
I'd buy. Bye.
No,
Yeah,
no,
bye. Bye.
They're not down at the bottom.
Bye.
You know who I'm buying? Probably like
Bye.
freaking
Buy on Atlanta if
New
you
York
haven't
or
yet.
something like that. Excellent.
They're not losing again the rest of the year.
Sunday, April 25th, your 6 o'clock and final matchup of that series: Dallas Empire versus Toronto Ultra.
Rematch.
No,
Rematch.
Well, it is a rematch.
It is of the losers. Yep.
Losers final. Yeah.
But I really don't see Dallas losing twice to them. But this is a hard one, because if Ultra comes out and plays like they did in the major, obviously we saw that nobody can stop them. So, but I think maybe they only win one match this weekend. I'm gonna take Dallas here.
Tough two matchups for them, honestly. Like when you're looking at it, the Mutineers maybe so much. Are they going to be cocky? Are they going to be over?
Are they going to overplay their part of what they had?
We'll see. If they lose to Florida, that may be something that is part of that.
I haven't seen the groups. What are the groups? Tabasco said Group B stacked.
Yeah, Group B is stacked. Where would I see that at? Standings. Tabasco. Stage 3 groups. They're right here. I got it. So here's. Okay. Website. Tabasco, do you have a better one that I can look at?
20 seconds per tick. Is Group B actually God damn it, Verge.
It's stage 3 groups. It's not up on the website. Like, it's not up on the website. I have to find their
it's in our group Twitter thing. The USSF COD. Where is it?
Got it.
I'm going up. I'm trying. Nope.
I got you.
It's all the Minnesota shit.
It's right here. Oh, there's food.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Speaking of food, that's autotag lean. People calling
on stage together again.
Well, no, that would be the Minnesota stuff.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so you have Group A is Ultra, Empire, Rocker, Mutineers, Legion, and Guerrillas. Group B is FaZe, Chicago, Thieves, Subliners, Surge, and the Ravens. I don't really see how Group B's stacked. That seems pretty even to me. Am I missing something? Like you have three top 3 teams. Like you have 3 teams that are the clear top tiers there, and then
did he say Group B or Group A?
He said Group B is stacked. FaZe, Chicago, Thieves, Subliners, Surge, Raven. I don't.
Well, here's the thing, and I totally get it. I totally get it, because the outliers, Thieves, Subliners, Seattle look good. Ravens, like I said, nah.
Ravens are trash. Seattle still has a lot to prove. Subliners are a top tier team. They did play better, but they haven't. You can't perform good one weekend and then be a top tier team. I mean, that's not how that works. You've got Subliners who are a top tier team. You've got Thieves that are still questionable. I know the new team has shown a lot of good, but can they keep it consistent? Because guess what? At the beginning of the year, LA looked really good too, and they haven't the last couple of weekends.
Name the teams again for me. I'll tell you their rank right now.
So Group B is FaZe, Chicago, first. Thieves.
Okay, Subliners. So FaZe is first. Chicago's third ranked right now, and they're standing. I'm going off of their standings. Who else was it after that? After Chicago?
FaZe is first.
Yep.
Chicago, you said third still?
Third place. Yeah.
Thieves.
6th place.
And then Subliners.
4th place.
So Toronto. Where's Toronto?
5th.
Where's Empire? 2nd. Where's Minnesota?
7th.
Really?
Which I think Toronto's winning the major.
Kind of.
Boosted them up big time. Because they weren't. They were down at 6th or 7th. Right.
Or something. Then you have Mutineers, Legion. Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. I could see Group B being more stacked than A. Yes, but I don't know. To me, just from what I've seen, I think it's pretty even. That's just me.
I think it's with the potential. You're looking at the potential, the way they're
Right.
coming out of the major playing, like it's like, oh shit, like you can see it. But again, this league so far this year has shown me this.
Right.
I can't worm either, so I wasn't gonna get down on the ground and do it. I can do it with my
Right.
hand. But
No, I mean,
yeah.
if Ultra comes out and plays like if they continue to play, not even to the same extent that they played in the major, just like playing better overall because of the new lineup they have. I consider them a top 5 team easily. I really do.
And Fatal says roster changes. Obviously,
Mhm,
that's a huge thing as well,
again,
because we have to watch. You know, have they had enough time to
and I know,
mold,
and I know it's kind of a counter, like it's kind of a it's kind of like a redundant argument, right? Because I've argued that Thieves just haven't been consistent, yet I have more faith in Ultra because they did good one weekend. But the difference is that Ultra literally went through and proved that they can beat the best teams in the league. Thieves haven't done that yet.
No.
Thieves haven't, I don't think, beaten a single team in the top 5 yet. I mean, they may have beat Subliners, but they haven't beaten FaZe. They haven't beaten Chicago. They haven't beaten Dallas. Like, they aren't that good to me.
It'll be interesting.
I hope they prove me wrong. I really do. I like LA. Obviously, I have Thieves stuff. I have Thieves merch. Like, I like LA. They just haven't proved anything to me. And I still think that Chicago's not a top 5 team right now until they get their respawn modes back together. They proved it. They proved it this major. You can't win based off of one mode. You have to be consistently good at both modes.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Sublimers.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
was I
the
really?
living-
Look, it's been a long day, Crush. Okay, leave me alone.
The living's easy. You know, we love our Sublime. I was jamming out Sublime over the weekend, but
Subliners.
but no, I mean they're.
It's been a long
the
day.
teams are adjusted. You know, they have this new control thing in. What was it? Fatal extra minute 20 to get killed. Like, you know, so just like you said, is it going to turn into team deathmatch? We've had that conversation before. We're not going back down there on what control is, but
Control's a mess. I hate it.
So,
well, going back to the lane's going to change a lot. It might. Who knows?
and that's the other thing. What about that news? What are you thinking about that? What do you think?
I think it's great. I think it's about time.
I think it's great. When do you think we're going to see this? When is everybody in chat?
I think we'll see it probably sometime before the next major, is my guess. But I don't think fans are going to be allowed in. I think it's just
no. I would be very surprised if they allowed limited capacity.
I think it'll be I think it'll be more
kind of like they did with the what did they used to do in between majors, like the big public events? Didn't they have like the place in Columbus that they used to bring all the teams to? Like they would come in and do the weekends.
I would assume it's going to be something like that. It's going to be like a bubble situation, kind of like what the NBA did and the NHL did.
Fatal saying champs is probably the earliest fans.
For crowds, I don't know. It's on the website somewhere. I'm sure.
August? Yeah.
I don't know. There's 6-7 majors before the fucking.
Yeah, so we're looking into the fall, I think. So I can't see them doing something now. I think it's going to be a very low key, get the group teams together.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna. I can guarantee you they're not gonna let people in for a while. And if they do, it's gonna be very, very limited, and it still won't have the same feeling for the crowd. But I think just them having the players on LAN alone, I think. Honestly, they might do it somewhere in Dallas, since like 90% of the league is in Dallas now. Like you've just got to get fucking like Paris or London over here now. Like 90% of the league resides in Dallas, so why not just keep it there? Like, hey, everybody's got to fucking come out here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do LAN and you're gonna keep it safe, like might as well. Like if 90% of your player base is in one place, why would you take it? Why would you take it somewhere else?
I would not
bring the few people that aren't in Dallas to Dallas.
there,
Like, yeah.
and then your travel concerns are down. Then you make
Yeah.
sure everybody.
Then you only have to
you set
right.
testing protocols, and you set what's going on, and like I mean they could have literally. You can have
Yeah, I think you're right,
their
Basky.
team members, like their team, like the organization, like people come in just as long as they're cleared. They have to have some sort of clearance with it. Like, I want to hear some background noise and stuff like that. I just don't want it to be like, but listen, it's up to the league to what they want to do and how they want to broadcast it. I mean, we've already kind of see them with their chintzy, green screen things and stuff like that they're trying.
Because I mean, there's 12 teams total, right? And if what Basky said, which I think he's right, I think Florida, Toronto, and Atlanta are the only 3 teams out of 12 teams not in Dallas. Like, no, I wouldn't risk it going anywhere else. I mean, look at the fucking the fucking like fractions there, bro. Like, you're telling me I only have to worry about 12 players compared to the other, how many ever? What is that? There's still 9 teams. 9 times 4 is fucking 37, 36. So 36 players compared to fucking 12. I think I'm doing the math right there. I don't fucking know.
You're close, I think.
Right? 9 times 4 is 36, right? I'm pretty sure it's 36.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Am I right?
You think now.
You are, but I'm pretty sure it's 36. God damn it. Oh, that's true. I think Fatal's actually right.
Paris is in Carolina, I think.
I think they are actually now.
But again, these teams have this money, like they can go and buy a house and have them sit there, and then if the league has,
don't even need to buy a house. Like Hector can rent out the fucking hex quarters if he has to. Maybe that's where they're gonna do the tournaments, the hex quarters. I'm just kidding. But anyways,
I did like Hitch's viewpoint of that whole thing, like where he's sitting there and he has the camera set up. I really do like that. Like it makes
teams are in Dallas. So half the league is in Dallas? I thought everybody, but only a few were in Dallas. Okay. Well, either way, whatever. I'm just saying, like,
logistically, it would make sense.
Logistically, they honestly could do tourneys at esports arena.
There's things like that.
Exactly. You have stuff like that.
The Columbus thing was just weird. Why would you like Dallas is like nothing against Columbus, Ohio, but
everything against Columbus, Ohio.
Well, I mean that's you that said that. Everyone, not me. But Dallas there's a lot more to do in Dallas. It's a bigger populace probably compared to Columbus. Like you have, it's just to me it would be a no-brainer. Most of your teams are there. You tell everybody, listen.
Well, even if they're not, you're a league.
You can tell them, get your freaking ass down here. We're doing this thing, like, and that's it.
But even if it's only half that's in Dallas, like Crush is saying, you're still talking about. Like people are thinking like, oh, it'll be at a central location. You're talking about the entire league traveling compared to only half the teams having to travel. Like, which makes more sense here type thing,
Yeah. I would just bring them all in. Like that's
just
the way
I mean, that's my thought.
It should be like, they have these home series, and then when you have the home series, you go to the respective city. Everybody travels out from there.
Well, see, but I don't even think you do that. I think it all, like I said, I think they keep like a bubble situation like the NBA had
in the future.
Well, yeah. So like my whole thought behind it is keep it at one location while you're not having crowds, and then eventually, when you feel safe enough to travel and have crowds again, then you can start having the home series where the actual home series are.
If they're looking at it for that reason, they're going to do it in Texas just because of that. That's, again, I mean, I have plenty of friends that are in Texas. But the way they're handling and doing things, like, and I know y'all are right there on board.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
He did it. That is our new favorite soundbite, by the way.
It really is.
But again, like it shouldn't be your goal to try to pack a stadium, because I mean, whatever y'all want to do, like, but it should be like consistent gameplay, because we all know like what playing over the internet is like. So
garbage.
get them in LAN. Let it be more competitive. I want to see that shit talking between the players going on. I want to see and get that. I want to see the adrenaline, the competition going on between them, and then from there, that's fine. People can get integrated in. Like I've had blasts sitting in, the OG Hype Squad Discord on game days and sitting there and just, having fun with it. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
like it's fine. I'm getting out of it, but give me the LAN competition. I'd want that.
Yeah, we've said it a million times since the pandemic started. Like there's nothing comparable to what fucking LAN is and was for the Call of Duty League. Like you can't compare the two. Like LAN versus online is night and day, completely different, nowhere close to the same feeling. Like I still watch the CDL, I still enjoy the matches for the most part, but it just not the same feeling. Like I think I've only been to one live event, like ever. And I still my point is I watch most of them. Like I've watched damn near all of the live events, and that feels better to me watching that than watching online. Yeah, exactly, Fatal. That's the thing. Yeah, well, there's a lot of these.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, hey, listen, you could be a great freaking online player. Go at it. You know what? You know how many people are great online? Everybody. Like, can be great online. Like, I'm great online.
Bro, I'm in Masters online. Get out of here.
Bro, I can't tell you the last time I picked up Call of Duty, but
yeah, probably not anymore.
But like, yeah, I mean, they're gonna be. I want to go to an event to see my friends. Like a lot of us, like
I don't like you guys that much.
Well, you can I'm gonna just come to Austin and hang out. How awesome would that be? When I come and hang out with you in Austin, we do a dual side by side right in your.
Oh yeah, we've got to figure it out. I got to figure out how to find another one of these beautifully high quality mics for you. But
I'll just lean over and get in your face and just be like, you'll enjoy it.
Just
obviously,
talking the same mic.
Sorry, that's a brief tangent. We'll count it. But yeah, no, like I want to, like I missed out due to personal things of going out and seeing the guys in Vegas, obviously, and stuff. But like, that's what I'd want to go there for the competition. I like competition. I go to baseball games. I go to football games.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like that. But more so,
I'll go to a soccer game if I'm desperate.
The same, the time with friends and having that experience like a vacation, like you're going to do something. That's why I'm like, we should just do something like sooner before a major if they open it up, if travel becomes safe. So
yeah,
so
I'm excited.
Who's interrupting?
Bella feels like she's interrupting us.
Hi, good morning, Bella.
Yeah, good morning, Bella. Everybody say good morning to Bella.
Everybody wish Bella good morning.
How time she woke up.
If she showed up on time.
Sure.
Yes.
It's true.
It's okay. Better late than never.
This is also true.
So yeah, I'm excited for LAN. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. I think it's good for the league. It shows growth in the right direction to where we can go from there. But
is that, I think she just called us brats. Like bratwurst.
I mean, I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
Do you like
Yes.
What's your favorite food to grill? Like, we're getting into that season. Are you a big
favorite
brat
food
guy?
To grill? Are we talking grill or smoke?
Either or, whatever. Like,
That's
no, when she said brats, I mean, now I'm thinking food, obviously. Like, she instantly, like, got me thinking about food.
Favorite food to, like, easily grill? I mean, steak. 100% steak.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke. I like
Tangent Count's 4, by the way. You need to keep up.
If I'm smoking meat, like, I mean, everybody says brisket. Brisket's definitely the most challenging, 100%. But I think I enjoy smoked ribs more than I do any other type of meat.
Yeah.
I do make some juicy meat. I do. I was born with it too.
I love cooking seafood. I have not perfected it, but by
Did you just
Tabasco,
say
I love it.
brisket is meh? Clearly, you've never had Texas brisket, smoked brisket before, Bella. You Californians don't know what actual barbecue is, so.
Bella, wow, we're gonna get into this whole whole thing.
I-
Oh, I gotta
it's
play
truth.
Tabasco. Oh, can I talk about something real quick? So me and Tabasco were playing these little games, Game Pigeon, through our text messages.
This is gonna make it number 5, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. But so Tabasco today, like we played, what did we play? Darts, billiards. We played 8-ball, 9-ball, and stuff like that. While I'm working, by the way, I do work. So literally, he picks this game, guys, and this is what it is. We have to match up colors in panels. And stuff.
That's such a dick move. Oh my god. That is such a dick move, Tabasco. You're gonna make a colorblind man. What colors do you see on that screen right now, Verge?
Well, it doesn't help that it's
He
flashing.
goes, I totally didn't even think about that.
He didn't. It was the first thing I texted you too. I was like, pick the game that you can beat the color
bring it on,
blend.
Bert,
Man.
bring it on.
The colored panel game. No, it's not fun. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah,
back off of that
anyways.
tangent.
So yeah, that's number 5, by the way.
That was a bad tangent.
Honestly, I used
That was a quick one.
to be super into phone games. Like I used to play Clash of Clans, like everything. And I feel like I don't really do that anymore.
Bella's very angry, yelling in chat right now. Like, I mean, she is like, R-Dub's yelling.
Everybody's yelling. This is our lives.
It would be if you did it on purpose. Yeah, I did the Clash of Clans craze when it first came out. There were a bunch of people. When
Yeah, I was
worked
super
with
into
them.
it. Yeah, the same. That's why I got really into it when I first started. And I think when I first became a manager at Geek Squad, a lot of my employees, I think they all played it, and they got me. And one of my friends got me really into it.
All you needed was, maxed up dragons. You just wipe everybody out. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and then
all-
everything changed.
all
Then they started adding more shit, and apparently, so my buddy still kind of keeps up with the updates, at least on the game. I don't know how much he plays it anymore, but apparently the latest update to Clash of Clans is they're adding pets. I don't know how that works yet, but anyways, yeah, that thing's fucking changed. As to why you're weird, Geek Squad, huh? Says the guy that shits himself while working out. So yeah, I used to be really into phone games. I tried to keep a straight face during that, but I couldn't. Never gonna live that down, bro. Never gonna live that down. You should have never told me. You should have never admitted that to me. Cause you know why?
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, get in line. But yeah, so I don't know. We've lost full control tonight.
We said it was going to be a mashup of
did.
things today.
We
This
did.
is definitely
Full
like
control.
this is fun. Sometimes we just bore you to death with one single topic. Tonight we're just all over the place. It's a mashup. Hence the name of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
This is true. This is exactly
It's been a
this-
mashup. You guys want us to talk about something before we go today?
Yeah,
Is
is
there anything
anybody-
that you guys in chat want us to get our thoughts on? Floor is yours, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can ask a question right now. Standoff coming back.
Standoff?
That's a map in Call of Duty.
Oh, I'm excited. I like Standoff.
I haven't played the game, so like.
Unpopular
I
opinion.
really-
Standoff was trash.
Okay.
Ain't shit and ain't try. And there's Fatal. Fatal's not even listening. Fatal's not even listening. Fatal's like, bro, I swear to God, dude, it's funny. And this isn't an old joke at Fatal. I know it's going to seem like it, but Fatal reminds me so much of my grandfather. Because that's the shit he used to do, right? Like you'd talk about something and then you get to another topic and then he would still be talking about that last topic.
was that a question, Fatal? Because we were asking for questions and you threw that one out there. So I'm just wondering, like, what do you want our opinion on that? Like, you know, Bella's late to the party about the stand. We already,
she's still waking up.
Standoff.
She's still waking up.
She's a little slow. That's right. She hasn't hit her peak hours yet.
Right.
Got it. Anybody else? Who else wants to ask a question? Let's.
We're opening up the floor. Anybody that is in chat right now, ask away. Was mentioned in the group's GM. Yeah, she was probably just going to bed then, Basky. Let's be honest.
That is true.
Come on, let's go. I seriously, anything. It could literally be about anything. Let's go. Ask away.
How much wood could a woodchuck? You know, I mean, I've always been interested in this. Like, how much can those little guys? How much could those guys actually chuck? And in what sense are you chucking? Like, how far can they chuck? When I look at that, like, can they chuck 50 yards? Can they chuck 100 yards? Like, are they like quick chuckers? Or are they like?
I don't think that's what I think you're thinking of the wrong. I think they're asking like how much wood could a woodchuck chew?
Oh! I thought you were talking about like throwing the wood, because when I think chuck, I think throw. But anyway, they have tiny arms like T-Rex arms, like this.
We're not. Come on, guys. We can end it. But I feel like you guys want to ask us.
You guys.
You can ask us personal questions.
Yeah, you can ask personal questions. Like T-Rex arms. Yeah.
Exactly, bro.
Or Call of Duty LAN.
Dude, every time somebody writes LAN with a lowercase L, I almost say Ian because I think it's an uppercase I.
Do you often get that like I get that confusion between I's and L's?
Yeah,
and
look, that's a capital I that I just typed in, so it's very confusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Land event. God damn it.
Land event. Well,
and here we go.
Yep. See, we asked for questions and we're getting badgered.
Yeah. We're just getting.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's okay. We can make fun of them too. It's all good. We can have fun. I hear Lane is. Jeez.
I hear Ian is good at Ian events. That's how I want to read that.
Great one. I was gonna sit there and read it. I hear Lan is good at LAN events. I was like, God damn.
It could be I hear Lan is good at Ian events.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh no. 100%.
So any other questions before Sam decides to shut you down for being just crazy? Enable was pretty good back in the day.
Okay, you know what, guys? I'm done. I'm over this.
I think actually they're on their own tangent right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is.
Should we count that officially as a tangent?
Oh yeah, let's mark it up as 6. Chat did it.
Guess what? You have a tangent. It's on you for just going all over the place and just freaking running off.
Enable's name is Ian. Had no idea.
Wow. See, hey,
you
learned
know.
something new. It's.
Chat one, yeah. 100%.
No, actually, we're at 5. So
Yeah,
you guys are. I mean,
but here we
you
are.
did very well with that one though, because you were like actually on like a tangent. Usually, you go off and you get on another topic. Like you guys were on like 500 different topics. Like we were talking about
I'm not actually
and pooping your pants when you're doing something. Like there was all kinds of stuff going on there. Or Krim, Ian. Okay, tangent. Talking same thing. Yeah, kind of. Why this is
I don't know. This is getting out of hand. We're gonna end it, guys. This is you guys are losing it, and I think we just need to end it before things get worse.
we're gonna have to come in there and calm things down.
Yeah.
You freaking crazies.
Ask for questions. And
we love it though. Thank you so much.
We do.
Official tangent count for tonight. If we're ending 5 tangents, chat went on 1.
Chat went on. Okay, but we have yet to get a question.
I haven't seen anything with a question
I've
mark.
seen no questions so far.
Listen, I'm old. I need a little squiggly line there. There's a question for you.
The woodchuck question was not a legit question. I hate it here. This has gone from podcast to comedy show, and
Actually,
we're the
hold
ones
on. No,
getting
we're
trolled.
No, hold on. Good, keep talking.
Okay, real question. Why you hate my questions? God damn it.
Okay, so here's the answer to Crush's question.
Okay.
700 pounds.
700 pounds. There you go, Crush. That's how much wood a woodchuck could chuck. If
That's
a
actually
woodchuck
researched.
could chuck wood,
Yes,
700 pounds.
700 pounds.
Was a bit. That's not a
But how fuzzy was he?
fucking Christ.
Sorry, they're baiting me into it. I had to. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the screen and I knew what I was gonna do. That sucks. I need a drink too, or to. Me and Sam actually are gonna start having post mashup beers.
Yeah, because you
Your
guys,
shot.
because pain.
How much would you guys like us to see a drinking podcast?
I can't do it on Monday. I have to wake up too early for that shit.
Well, maybe we'll do a special Saturday one.
This is true. Maybe we'll see what happens.
No, I don't just do this on Monday night.
This is true. Why
You
do
have a
they
special-
have to be
like a s-
post drinks? Drink during the podcast? Oh well, the post drinks are to drink away our stress of having to deal with you guys.
Correct.
We can
No,
drink, we can
no.
drink during too, but
we can have a special. We could have a special event, like a special, like
you know how you have like
Saturday night.
you know how you have like after work drinks because you had to deal with your shitty coworkers all day. It's like we have post podcast drinks because I have to deal with you guys all day.
He says that about me all the time. He has to go. He's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, where are you going? He's like, I gotta have a drink. Gotta get away from you. I'm like, okay, that works. You know, works for me. I don't have a problem with it because guess where I go. Listen. Don't.
Our sword fighting doesn't affect anybody. Okay, it brings joy to people's lives.
I'm not saying anything. You have something special coming your way on Twitter on Thursday.
I farted. I'm sorry. Wait, I have something special?
Well, you'll see the post when it goes live for me. Keep it in
Anyways,
suspense.
speaking of, okay, so on a real note, before we leave, guys,
Yes.
Crush's birthday is on Wednesday, so everybody give her
Happy
a
birthday,
big
Crush.
shout out because obviously we don't podcast on Wednesday.
No.
So yeah, Crush, happy birthday. We love you. But
Happy
I
birthday,
think
Crush.
that is I think that's where we're gonna end it, guys.
I do too.
I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your Monday night. Have a fantastic week. We got this. And yeah, we are going to see you guys next week. More to come from us probably this week at some point. I will eventually talk to Matt. And then yeah, we'll go from there. Look, guys, I appreciate every single fucking one of you showing up. Fucking bird. Yeah, we appreciate every single one of you showing up. Love you guys. Tonight was fantastic. Fuck you, Basky. Love you guys. We'll see you again next week. Everyone, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, go subscribe and drop a like. This video will be up after the live stream ends. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Have a good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're from. Peace.
Out.